Tom Cruise is getting a big award, I guess. He's received the Legend of Our Lifetime award from a movie magazine, Empire. I feel so bad for Tom Cruise.
Why? Because he's got fucking $500 million?
No, because he shows up and he accepts this thing like it's real. It's no better than when the MTV Movie Awards honor Chewbacca.
Why is that? Empire's a really big magazine in England.
Is it?
Yeah. They've been around a long time. They're like what it used to be called in America, like Movie Line or something like that. Had some movie magazine. I don't know whether we still even do it anymore. But Empire's been around a long time.
He's looking at this award in the video that's on the iBang like he's like, oh God, I wish this was an Oscar. It's the Oscar I'm never going to get. Well, he's just staring at this brick in his hand, trying to act like this is a great thing.
This is like getting a movie star award rather than an acting award. He is a legitimate big movie star for coming up on about 30 fucking years. It's a really hard thing to do. I know that, it doesn't get the same cred that, a Daniel Day-Lewis does as an actor, but it's also not easy to stay a movie star.
I think he still has a shot at Oscar if he just makes some different movie choices.
There's some dudes that don't get Oscars because they chose the movie star path. Yeah, he generally does things where he's running or jumping or, fighting against aliens or some shit.
Mostly CGI on the fucking screen.
But it's still, how many dudes could you legitimately say, and I'm talking about all time, were movie stars as long as Tom Cruise is? Like, he was a movie star longer than Burt Reynolds was a movie star. It's not fucking easy to pull off. He could put asses in the seats when he was in his 20s. It's falling off now, but he still gets big summer movies made.
Yeah, and he's survived a bunch of crap that's hammered him, like the Scientology stuff and the gay rumors or whatever. And it hasn't stuck, really. The guy still gets these giant roles. He's still going to be in some sci-fi giant movie and whatever.
The number of people who've been a movie star for 30 fucking years is not a long list. That's Paul Newman type years to put together.
But is he still a legend in our lifetime?
He's a legendary movie star. Who would you say is a legend?
I would say John Wayne is a legend.
Yes.
Robert De Niro is a legend.
I'm going to tell you the fucking truth. Robert De Niro has never been the movie star that Tom Cruise is. Tom Cruise is a much bigger fucking movie star than Robert De Niro. John Wayne is a perfect example. He was a movie star rather than a critically loved actor. Then when he got older, he did one role that, if you really look back on it, was more of a movie star thing than an acting role. They gave him an Oscar for it. That's when he could get his Oscar, like when he's in his 60s or something.
Yeah, and that's when they're going to give something to Cruise. He'll choose some role.
He'll have to pull it off. But yeah.
Well, what's going to get him that? Oblivion or Night and Day?
But you just. But all right, go back to fucking John Wayne. There's plenty of John Wayne movies that you can fucking make fun of. There's Bogart movies that you can make fun
Matthew
of.
Matthew McConaughey just won a fucking Oscar.
Matthew McConaughey was a joke about fucking 7 years ago.
3 years ago, somebody said, "Hey, Matthew McConaughey's going to be in this movie about AIDS."
Right.
Nobody would have thought, "Oh, this is a great idea."
Yeah, he was doing really kind of cheesy rom-coms for a while. And Matthew McConaughey, half the time that Tom Cruise has been doing this, and nowhere near his box office. Fucking Tom Cruise has been a box office machine for decades.
That's why I feel bad that he picks up this Legend of Our Lifetime thing. It seems made up because he couldn't get anything else.
I don't think you understand how big Empire is. It's a big English fucking magazine that is giving out an award. It's like winning the Man of the Year award. It's obviously just them, and you probably have to show up to do it. But that ain't this different from the Oscars. The Oscars is a popularity contest as well. This is just more of a, kind of a chance to say this guy's been a. To say legend, is he a Hollywood legend? Absolutely. He really is a Hollywood legend.
They do bits about how much of a star he is and how he does all his own stunts, like sitting on top of that giant building in Dubai. I mean, he is like star.
Well, when you went back and saw that fucking thing in that Dubai movie, because I had to see that. I forget. Did we have the director in or something?
Director of MI4, Mission Impossible.
And I saw
Ghost
it in the
Protocol.
IMAX, and I couldn't fucking believe he was on the outside of that building. I felt like I was out there with him in the IMAX. I mean, he's fucking crazy to have the money he has still going out and doing those kind of weird stunts.
His movies have made $5.5 billion.
$5.5 billion. That's a fucking legend.
That's some wild shit.
Legendary stuntman.
He's been nominated before, which is not an easy thing to do.
He was born on the 4th of July.
And he was great in Magnolia.
You complete me.
Just as an act, to show his acting
he was
fucking
fucking
chops.
phenomenal
Like he
in
actually
Magnolia.
fucking nailed it.
You know, but has he made, movie star fucking choices over acting choices? Yes. And those movies made big business, and he took home $40-50 million and more. Some of these fucking movies, these things, he gets 30% because he's a producer. 30 fucking percent. He's probably pulling in $100 million for some of these films.
Because people are just, it's not, they're not looking at the title. Like, he's in the spot where they're not looking at the title of the film, they're looking at his name. Like, oh, it's a Tom Cruise. Like, this new movie comes out, I couldn't tell you the name of it, where he travels back in time over and over again.
Yeah.
It's a Tom Cruise movie. I don't know the fucking name of it.
That's what makes you a movie star when you say, I'm going to go see a Tom Cruise movie.
You know?
He's running in his big robot suit.
And that's literally what my dad used to say to me, get in here, there's a John Wayne movie on. Get in here, what is it? I don't know, he's some kind of cowboy, he's punching people and shit.
He's on
he
a
ain't
horse.
taking any shit from anybody, though. I mean, that's a really short list to the amount of people that can pull that off.
I would say Meryl Streep is in there.
She's an actress. Meryl Streep hasn't had near the thing that Tom Cruise. Nowhere near the bank of Tom Cruise. You could probably take his, I'm going to guess without even looking, probably his 15th or 10th biggest film, and it's bigger than any movie Meryl Streep ever did. Again, you're measuring that as a movie star. But even no matter what name you came up with, there's still only a handful of names that can do that for any length of time.
Like Bruce Willis?
Bruce Willis, to me, is a fucking legendary movie star. And not nearly as big of a movie star as Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise's movies consistently do way better than Bruce Willis. He's like a marketing machine, too. Like, just think, remember when he used to show up on Oprah and the place would go batshit?
Yeah, like, oh
because
my
he just
God.
walked out?
Oh my God, look who it is!
They would go fucking crazy. Justin, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, I just wanted to bring up the fact that, it's all about the choices. I mean, honestly, they gave the dude a fucking Oscar. When Jeff Bridges went out there and accepted that thing, the whole time I'm just going, that's the dude. There's the dude. They gave him an Oscar. It's just like, yeah, man, this is great. It's all in the choices. What will you choose?
Well, I don't, I think that Bridges is a phenomenal actor. And, he's taken some movie star roles. But if you take Will Smith, he's a big movie star.
Yeah.
And not nearly, Tom Cruise probably is done this 4 times longer, 3 or 4 times longer than the time Will Smith has ever been a movie star. You think Will Smith's still going to be banking him in 20 years? That's a fucking long shot.
I'd say Will Smith's fallen off pretty hard at a point where
yeah, but that doesn't mean that he can't bounce. You know what I mean? He can bounce back. Everybody has fucking flop movies.
It would be... I don't see Will Smith still being the big box office draw 20 years from now. But, Schwarzenegger's still doing it. But I don't see...
All right, but guess what? Schwarzenegger and Tom Cruise started about the same fucking time. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, they're both 80s fucking stars. I would say, Schwarzenegger got a couple years before. And Schwarzenegger is also a legend as a movie star.
Oh, my God,
We're
yeah.
looking again as a very short list of movie stars. And over the past, I'll go 25 years, if you made up a top 10 list of movie stars, Tom Cruise would be on that fucking list every year. You know what I mean? It's like saying you're fucking Alabama's fucking football team. You know what I mean? On some years you don't win it, but you're in the fucking hunt. This guy for at least 25 years has been one of the top stars every single year.
And Schwarzenegger, I mean, yeah, he's still doing it, but even in his latest movie, they got to put like 10 people around him in his squad. There would never be a movie where there's like 10 people that Tom Cruise is the leader.
But no matter what you say, you're still nitpicking when you're going, oh, you know, are you going to put, you know, let's say Clint Eastwood on the list? Yeah, he's on that list. But again, we're going for a handful of names out of how many people who do acting. You know what I mean? You're just at the fucking top. Tom Cruise was a giant fucking movie star when Joe Montana was winning Super Bowls. You know what I'm saying? That's fucking a long time ago.
He certainly hasn't aged much.
He's got little boy hair. Look at the hair in that Empire picture, that Legend thing. He looks like he's got junior high school hair. I don't even know how that shit happens.
Think about it. This new movie, he is like a 50-year-old soldier, if you really think about it.
Yeah. He's in his early 50s. And look at that fucking hair. That's high school hair at best.
Looking good, Tom.
Does that little Bieber thing where he flips his hair back all the time.
Oh, it's always in his eyes.
Here's Mike. Mike, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Just wanted to ask you, who do you think's a bigger movie star, Brad Pitt or Tom Cruise?
All right, again, it was going to really depend on the year, but the fact is, half the time that Brad Pitt's been a movie star, you know what I mean, is about half of Tom Cruise's fucking run. And again, there's always dudes, you know what I mean? There's always guys, but they're the very, very top. Yeah, Cruise has consistently stayed. And to show up and get a Lifetime Achievement Award and be told that's embarrassing, I don't know. I'd like to be embarrassed like that.
I think the term legend's embarrassing. It reminds me of Larry Zabisco. I'm the living legend.
Well, you're a little older than everyone else in the fucking world.
When Brad Pitt was doing Cool World in '92, Tom Cruise was doing A Few Good Men, like with Nicholson. Like, that's crazy. And Interview with the Vampire maybe was when Brad Pitt started becoming like a...
And who was the star of that movie? Not Brad Pitt.
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise was the star of that movie. Tom Cruise has been around.
Damn.
Now, that isn't to say that he's the best actor in the world, but he's one of the best fucking movie stars of all time.
The guys are dominated. Like, fucking, he's been number one for most of the time.
Dudes go to his fucking movies and chicks go to his movies. And like Chris said, that's even with the Scientology shit that fucking stung.
Remember the video that came out? It was like the award ceremony for fucking...
It was fucking hysterical.
It was amazing. But that would fuck up a lot of dudes' fucking careers. They'd be done.
It should have ruined them.
It would be the only thing you fucking bring up. But whatever.
Should have ruined him. He would act like he was on the Starship Enterprise or some shit. I don't know what happens over there, but it looked fun as hell.
Oh yeah, that looks a hell of a lot better than the Oscars. That set looked great.
Jay, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey guys, $1 million. I was just curious. Like the Centaur just brought up Jack Nicholson, and I think that guy almost crosses both of those planes. Do you think so?
Well, Jack Nicholson, a great actor, also has been a great movie star, but still nowhere near the bank that Tom Cruise has come up with.
Right, just hasn't pulled the cash in. That's what
hasn't pulled the cash in. Where if you're a Hollywood studio and any movie that comes up, if you have a possibility of getting Tom Cruise, you're like, oh, let's stop everything and take a look at this. I'm not saying that you go with him every time, but if his name comes up, everybody's like, is this something worth doing? And there's so few guys. Like, let's face it, has there ever been a time where we could put Arnold Schwarzenegger in that movie and make it work, or Sylvester Stallone in that movie and make it work? I'd make the case that Cruise has been a bigger movie star than Stallone. and Schwarzenegger, and Bruce Willis.
Schwarzenegger was fucking pretty dominant in the 80s, but I think as in the 90s, Tom Cruise pulled ahead of him just because he kept fucking nailing them. And then
he's very consistent.
And
he's
really,
very consistent.
He is the head of a fringe church that everyone fucking knows about. And he's still the fucking...
I think he's number 2 in command of that church.
Still! We've seen their fucking...
I think he will get that church one day. I'm hoping.
Oh, when that other dude goes...
And then he'll get a lot of Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Well, constantly. He'll get a Thetan fucking Achievement Award.
I like the fact that they give out like big Olympic medals instead of actual awards, instead of trophies.
Where's this?
With the church.
Oh, okay. I don't know whether we're back to the Empire thing. I'm getting lost here. Hey, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
Hey, I want to bring up De Niro. I think he's much better than Tom Cruise.
Well, again, we're not saying better. We're saying a movie star. And De Niro has never been the movie star that Tom Cruise has been.
Is it the looks that does it?
I don't know. It's whatever it is that makes somebody a star. If someone's in a movie and people show up, Tom Cruise is one of those people. There's a couple guys now. The Rock is a guy who you would say he's a movie star more than an actor. But is he going to be a 30-year movie star? I wouldn't fucking bet that.
He doesn't have that much creatine and keeping up that diet.
I'm surprised he's lasted this long.
Number one box office of last year, I think.
John, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, you ever notice that there's a common theme with Tom Cruise where he's the gold boy, he loses it. In one part of the movie, he has to run or wheel like he did before.
Yeah. I mean, he's basically a genre, too. You know, the guy who he thinks he's not part of things. He's off on his own, you know. And then, you know what? I'm going to make a stand today. It isn't just going to be about the money anymore for me. I'm going to make a stand and try to win something for everybody.
Damn, Tom Cruise. Thanks for sticking up for us.
And even Brad Pitt, he's been in these, like, small roles. Like, what was that? The counselor or whatever. He has some short role, and then in 12 Years a Slave, he has a small role.
He was in that because he was fucking producing it.
Yeah, but then Tom Cruise isn't going to just be in some side role unless it's some just nutty thing that even, like in Tropic Thunder, where he still stands out even though he's in
Everybody
a side
blew
role.
up over that stupid Tropic Thunder. And that part that he was playing, who did he remind me of? Somebody.
Weird. It'll come to you.
Here's Walker. You're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron. Yeah, he's the only Cruise. He's the only one that's ever had 5 films break $100 million in a row. Biggest movie star ever.
He's a big fucking star.
And some of those were in the 80s.
All right, Andrea just says, how come Fez digs his heels in when you're hitting with nothing but facts? But you can get him to pretty much agree to giant bets on a daily basis.
Oh,
he thinks he's got a fucking part to play. 866-RON-0-FEZ. 866-RON-0-FEZ. Dave, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, Ronnie. George Clooney falls into that category, although Tom Cruise was around longer than him.
Well, let's go through a couple things. George Clooney, who's a big movie star, big movie star, has never had nearly as big of films as Tom Cruise.
Nowhere near.
And when Tom Cruise is, flying jets and everybody's fucking on the danger zone with him, this Clooney's in Facts of Life. That's how long Tom Cruise has been a legitimate movie star. John Travolta, big movie star. Nowhere near as big as fucking Tom Cruise. Nowhere near as big.
Jesus, man. That's really crazy. In 88, he was doing Rain Man, and fucking Clooney was doing Return of the Killer Tomatoes at the same time.
That's crazy, right? All right, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, $1 million. Hey, I think you got to put Samuel L. and Denzel in that movie star actor role too. So,
well, again, I wasn't. Don't get me wrong. This is nothing about the acting thing. Samuel L. will go and be in a lot of other people's movies. He'll play, fifth guy on the fucking call sheet, whatever. He's a movie star, but he is not the draw that Tom Cruise is. Denzel is a draw, is a movie star, is a great actor, and again, he just hasn't been doing it as long as Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is a fucking freak.
Tom, he puts out one movie, at least one or two big movies each year. And Samuel L. Jackson, I think his total gross is the biggest ever, but because he just has these small side roles.
Yeah, he'll do anything.
He's been in all the fucking
big
Marvel
franchises.
movies.
Yeah, but that isn't the reason why people show up. You know what I mean? When Tom Cruise is in a franchise, it's because the franchise is Tom Cruise. You know what I mean? He's not in a fucking Iron Man suit. He's not in the Bat suit. All right, who was the last guy who played Batman?
Christian Bale.
When he's in Batman, he's a fucking movie star. When he's not in Batman, he's an actor. People show up because that suit is the star. You can't say that with a Tom Cruise. You show up to Tom Cruise because you're going to see him. Again, I'm not saying he's the best actor of all time. I'm just saying Fez called him a joke and showing up to get a shitty movie award because he got it from a giant fucking English magazine that's incredibly well respected and the iBang is linked to many, many times. And I'm just saying, just because you don't like the guy doesn't mean that he's a joke. Jim, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I was just thinking about it a little bit, and it's interesting. There doesn't seem to be any real women that are a franchise. I mean, you have Meryl Streep, but she's a great actress.
I think you got to look at like a Julia Roberts or what's her name, Sandra Bullock. That women will go to see them. They're big movie stars. They can put butts in the seats, but they don't build as many movies around women as they do men. There's no female version of, let's say, Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is a giant comedy fucking movie star that people just show up to see Adam Sandler more than the movie.
It doesn't matter what the premise is, obviously.
And these things will get like a 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and he'll go 80 to 100 million with it. Like, it's fucking nothing.
It just happens. It's fucking weird. It's like a force of fucking nature.
And again, you can make fun of the guy all the time, all that you want, but it's a very difficult thing to pull off.
I would think with action and women, Angelina Jolie may be the closest we have to that.
Here's the thing. I don't think she works enough to be thrown in with the kind of stuff that we're talking about.
I don't even know what her last movie was.
Now she just directs some weird movie about, like, starving people in Czechoslovakia.
See, that's the thing. To be a consistent movie star, you have to dedicate yourself to it. You know what I mean? You have to say, I want to be a movie star all over the world, and I'm going to fly to Australia, and after that I'm in Singapore, and after that I'm in Tokyo, and then we're going to Brazil. And there's only, just think, Tom Cruise, there's nowhere that he can walk on the planet. If we're walking down the goddamn dirt path in Uganda, some of the motherfuckers are going to stop and fucking point at him. Jesus Christ, Tom Cruise is here.
You guys see this?
Put that water jug off your head for a minute. Mission Impossible's hanging out over here. And even if his movies, like, the ending or, like, the plot is shitty, they still look amazing. Like, even Oblivion, it still looked really cool, and he's not gonna...
Oblivion is
You're
bad
in a whole
movie.
different world than me. Cody, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie, I got two of them that I think might fit into the category you're talking about. Harrison Ford, and then what about Eddie Murphy?
I agree. Both of them are giant movie stars. Harrison Ford got the bump up from, a couple of big franchises that would have probably done good with everybody. But the funny thing about Harrison Ford, never even nominated for an Oscar as far as I know. Maybe won, maybe Witness, but I didn't think he got nominated. Bruce Willis, I don't think has ever been nominated. Not in the same category, Well, I'm wrong. Those guys are in the same category. I'm just saying Cruise has had a better, more consistent run at it. That's all. You keep going back to that girl that you fucking sold out.
I'm going to close that picture.
Woody, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, buddies.
You almost thought of something, right, Woody? Yeah, you're thinking, right? All right, go ahead. Yeah, go away. There he goes.
I bet it was going to be good.
I don't know. I think it was there somewhere. Eric, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Hey, I was just thinking, other than Tom Cruise and Johnny Depp and John Wayne and maybe Schwarzenegger, I don't think there's anybody else that you would go to the movie just because that's the only reason you go to the movie, just because they're in it.
Tom Hanks, I think, is a legitimate movie star that people show up to see a Tom Hanks film.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon is definitely there, but, hasn't done it nearly as long as Cruise. When he got into that action fucking franchise, that shocked the shit out of me. I didn't see that coming.
Dominated that fucking thing for 4
Those
movies.
things are great. I never turn them off. I like to hear that. As soon as I hear that Moby track, I'm fucking in right away. Well, Fez, you come up with some good points. The give and take of this has been fun. Aaron, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey guys, what's going on? I was just trying to bring up Jackie Chan. What do you guys think about him?
Big movie star all over the world. Big movie star. I'll always watch a Jackie Chan fucking thing.
Drunken Master? Fucking never turn that goddamn movie off.
Do you drink when you watch it?
Of course I do.
Smart idea. You're a drunken viewer then. Talking about big stars, Robert Cray is right down the fucking hall, rocking out right now.
Lining up.
I was going to do the a joke thing here, but I don't even think we got time today, huh? We got Jim Florentine going to come in and rock the house.
Yeah, Florentine's coming. Coming strong.
I love it.
Hell yeah.
Sean, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Yeah, I think you'd have to put Clint Eastwood in as a huge movie star.
Absolutely. You were right about that. Clint Eastwood belongs there. Here's Mark. Mark, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, how about Johnny Depp?
Big movie star. Took him a long time before he became a box office movie star, but he definitely is one now. Although, it seems like that one franchise is far and away bigger than anything else. He's got this movie coming out that I call him, I guess you're laughing about it. I think I'm going to see it.
Oh, I want to see it. It's like it's a cyberpunk-esque film.
It's her done as him.
It's called Transcendence. I'm definitely going to see it. I'm there. I saw the trailer. I was like, this looks too fucking nuts. I got to watch this. He fucking turned his brain into a computer.
I hope that he will fall in love with Scarlett Johansson, her voice.
Well, once, wherever they went afterwards.
This will become the next cult computer movie like Hackers.
All right, Fez Whatley making a fucking thing. Lock it in. Cult computer movie like Hackers.
I would put this more in a giant mnemonic. At least just for the trailer, more giant mnemonic instead of Hackers.
What was the other one? It was like they were uploading into the brains and it was New Year's Eve.
Oh, it was Ray Fiennes was in it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. I know exactly the movie you're talking about. Strange Days, that's it.
I never turn off that. I love any fucking hacker movie.
Strange Days is awesome.
No matter how awful it is. I'll watch fucking Lawnmower Man. I have to. Hey, Remy, you're on the Run and Fez show.
I guess it's easy to forget because there's so many good male actors out there, but there's so many women like Jessica Biel and Rachel Weisz and Natalie Portman that people will always go to see them because they're in there.
You're out of your mind. None of those people put asses in the seats. Not one of them.
Guys going to see the new Rachel Weisz movie this
Not going to
weekend?
happen. They're great actresses, but they don't put asses in the seats.
Never been said.
I would say Julia Roberts has done it. Sandra Bernhard has done it. Probably the blonde chick. But she normally has a movie star with her.
Witherspoon?
No. Well, Witherspoon for those short ones. Who was the girl that broke in the mask? Was her first film.
Cameron Diaz.
Yeah, she actually has done some of that, but not any kind of consistency.
Drew Barrymore had like a short run there. And I guess she was with Cameron Diaz in those Charlie's Angels movies.
Yeah, and normally they're with another movie star and all.
People are like that with Melissa McCarthy now.
I love Melissa McCarthy.
Girls will go see Melissa McCarthy movies.
I'll go see Melissa McCarthy movies. I want her to be fucking funnier and funnier every time. I want her to threaten people.
God knows I wanted to go see Poison Ivy because of Drew Barrymore.
Jay, you're on the Run of Fez show. Jay.
Is that me? Oh, yeah. Hi. You know what? I think that this movie star versus actor thing is because of the genres they continue to pick. I mean, I think Bruce Willis is a very underrated actor, but unfortunately, he keeps making these action movies.
That's up to him, though. He's saying, I'd rather take the $10-20 million over something else. That's his choice. And again, that means like normally he's more committed to being a big movie star than he is to being an actor. But that's how you got to be if you want to be the box office guy.
It's like an upkeep thing. Like he did Surrogates. I saw Surrogates. It was horrendously bad, but that was a sci-fi action fucking shit blowing up weird concept movie that keeps him in that movie star talk.
They even said like when Will Smith was deciding what he wanted to do, he got together with his team and they went through movies figuring out what do you need in every movie. Like they said, when we're going to do a movie, we're better off with action. We want comedy in it. We want there to be some aliens or somebody, because people like sci-fi.
Yeah.
We want there to be a strong soundtrack. So, yeah, I mean, those are the things that if you're trying to be a movie star and not an actor, you have to look for that. Now, people can act like, oh, you're a movie star, that's fucking easy. No, it isn't easy. It's a fucking hard thing to pull off. You could laugh at the person for doing those things, and they all make movies that we end up laughing like, look how stupid that is. But, Vito, you're a fucking wrestling fan. If you decide to be the face, you do not want to fucking ruin that until you make the turn and then pop. So the fact that when you are the heel, you're the biggest heel in the whole fucking company. And that's what movie stars are thinking about all the time. I mean, look what Schwarzenegger did in the Terminators. They took him from being the scary guy into the next one, he's the good guy. That's like if they made Jaws 2, but Jaws was saving people.
Get Rob Schneider.
From
Get him.
sharks. The end of this, Tom Cruise, you deserve the legendary award. Let's go over to Vinny in Staten Island. Vinny.
Hey, Ronnie, you were talking about all these different people, and I was thinking, who's the greatest second banana, their sidekick in all these movies? Is there anyone bigger than Morgan Freeman as a second banana?
Well, there's a lot of great character actors that, you stick in these movies.
Sam Jackson falls into it. I mean, with the Star
John
Wars.
Goodman falls into it. Certain guys that they don't really look like movie stars. Or when you get older like Morgan Freeman, you're like, I'm not going to, be the guy. How do I support the film itself? Did
you see him in Now You See Me? That crazy-ass magician movie.
Yeah. That was shot in Astoria, Queens.
Oh my God, was that a fucking train wreck?
But that was a movie that set out to be a blockbuster. You know what I mean? They wanted to make a franchise out of that.
What's with people like magic? What can we fucking do with magic? Oh, they'll rob banks.
Herb, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Buddy.
Yeah.
What happened to the whole house music subject? We were talking deep into it. Let's cut it off with the quickness. Peace.
Fez has got a right to take it in any direction. He started this one, and he's chilling back for a while. But in the halls, he's going to be talking his ass off later.
That's according to Christina.
Christine, I heard you're talking shit about me.
I hope that.
I got Tom Cruise to back me up.
No, why? He's going to be like this. Just the other. Hi, Christina.
I say hi to her, and then I run because she's such a weirdo.
You say hi to every person walking up and down the hall. When I'm walking down to Tim's office with Fez, he fucking waves to everybody.
Nice.
Hi, Bill. Hi, James. Hi, Roland. I'm like, hi, Rob. By the way, I haven't seen Rob in forever.
I saw him like a week or two ago, like him passing in the hallway.
I used to see him every single day.
He was like a specter, just like...
We'd have 15 minutes with Rob every day.
He was kind of unshaven. I was like, damn, Rob Cross.
You changed, man. You changed.
What happened, bro? How was South by?
Jeff, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing about Tom Cruise is he could do this for another 30 years. He could be an action star for another 10, and then he could step back and just be a supporting role in the movies he wants to push, and he could be a star for, pushing 80 years old.
That's what, Robert Redford or Paul Newman, pulled off. I would equate, again, we're not going on acting ability, but that recognizable fact that when he decides to play a supporting role, and he could end up winning, an Oscar into that, playing someone's sick dad or something someday.
I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't bet against him getting an Oscar, because people are going to go, you know what, he's made Hollywood a lot of fucking money. Let's give him his night.
Fine, or even he'll get a Lifetime Achievement Oscar at the very least. Like that's the least he can look at right now.
They gave Monique and Matthew McConaughey an Oscar. I mean, nothing's out of the question at this point.
3 6 Mafia got a fucking...
I mean, before we make fun of the Empire Awards, the fucking Oscars have come up with some stupid things. Here's Brian. You're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, I was going to say that Nicole Kidman and Katie Holmes probably became bigger box office draws because they were married to Tom Cruise. Then Tom Cruise,
and then he was with that movie star before her too. So it was fucking hot as shit.
Yeah, he does whatever he wants. He's Tom Cruise.
Who's the girl I'm thinking about? She was
Mimi
Rogers. Mimi Rogers. I thought you just wanted something for yourself. If you would have said Mimi and were pointing in your mouth, I was going to say Pheasant's hungry.
Just warming up. Mimi.
Richard in Canada, you're on the Run and Fez show.
Hey, thanks for taking my call.
That's
Happy
my
birthday,
job,
guys.
Richard. Oh, this is Richard, the guy who goes to the psychiatrist.
Yeah. I see him on Friday. I got nothing to report on you, brother. You're good.
Okay, good.
Although, I'd have to argue for Sean Penn. I mean, kind of the same era. He hasn't making the kind of money, but I think he's living that rock star lifestyle more, and he's got a global impact on starving children in Africa.
Yeah, Tom Cruise.
Who would you rather interview?
Tom Cruise is the movie star, and Sean Penn is the great actor. Sean Penn has got 2 fucking Oscars. Only a handful of people have ever pulled that off. But people don't line up to see his movies.
I know
serious middle-aged people go to see his movies.
I know he's going to start just losing it and yelling at some point in this movie. I just don't know when.
I wouldn't want him yelling around me. I'll be like, Sean, fucking take it easy, dude. You don't even know the whole fucking story here. All right? Look, you're super pissed. I'm fucking pissed too. All right? We're on the same fucking side. But you keep pointing that fucking finger at me, dude, because this ain't fucking California. I've just about had it.
I like he loses his shit on the paparazzi. Like fucking, he doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he'll kick a fucking camera out of somebody's hand.
I like to see that. It shows that he's fucking likes to fuck around.
I think he fucked up leaving that Robin right. I think she's adorable.
Oh, you guys see this movie Adore? It's on Netflix. It's her and Naomi Watts.
Oh yeah.
And switching kids and they're fucking each other's kids.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a little uncomfortable with that.
Check it out, dude.
How I Met Your Son.
See, that's disgusting.
That blew him.
That's fucking disgusting.
Well, Dad watched.
And it's they have a great house in it too, on the beach in Australia. You got to watch it. It's worth it.
Did they get naked?
Yeah, they get naked. Yeah. They get railed out.
Did they just get fucking railed?
Yeah. At the beginning of the movie, they're just on the beach, like fucking watching their kids surf, and they're like, "Oh, they just look like young gods." This is Robin Wright talking about her fucking best friend's son and her son, and then it just gets real hot from there.
Yo, what? Let's do the old
All right, this
switcheroo.
fucking surprises me. Partshots writes this in. Tom Cruise, according to him, he went over the IMDb page with a fine-tooth comb, and he claims that Tom Cruise doesn't have one TV acting credit.
Really?
Nice one. Now, when you think about it, how many people have ever pulled that off? just doing movies.
I don't think Nicholson has ever appeared on even a talk show, but I mean that's
fucking Jack Nicholson was in the Andy Griffith Show.
Yeah, back
he
in the
did
day.
all kinds of fucking things. He was on the Beverly Hillbillies. It took him a long time before he became a movie star.
Bruce Willis did Friends. That fucking he gets knocked out. George
And he
Clooney
did fucking. He had his own series before
Like
that. He did
Moonlighting.
Miami Vice.
Clooney was on Roseanne.
He was on Facts of Life. He did all kinds of shit.
Tom Hanks was in that show.
Yeah. It was his life. Him and Peter Scolari are trying to fucking make it in a big fucking thing. They open up 60-second studios.
I was gonna say
Tom Hanks had done a Happy Days too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was gonna say he was on SNL, but I think I was thinking of Ben Stiller as Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he never did. Ben Stiller did that thing where he was fucking doing Werewolves in London while he was fucking bullying. It was fucking hysterical.
I was going to say Rob Redford, but half his credits are TV credits.
Fuck
Jesus.
yes. All Clint Eastwood did TV forever.
This is...
But it's weird that Tom Cruise never even did like an HBO movie.
He doesn't have time for it.
Yeah, because they won't give him fucking $30 million.
What's the box office off this episode?
I like to see him become like a TV detective. Everybody be fucking locked in.
True Detective Season 2, Tom Cruise.
Do you realize you just said Jew Detective?
Oh my God. Dump out of that.
Hey, guess what, Chris?
Yeah.
April Fools.
Oh.
And something else, too.
What's that?
Fucker.
Ow! What are you fucking throwing? Fuck!
As an April Fool.
You threw a D-cigarette at me.
Yeah.
Can I smoke it?
These aren't good for you. You fucking, they hurt your lungs.
Well, yeah, my problem is, I smoke the e-cigarettes during the show while I'm inside, and then I go out and I need a smoke break from that with an analog cigarette after the show.
An analog.
Where would you put Bill Murray?
I put him right in my heart. Bill Murray's a giant comedy star. But he's also turned his back on stardom, really, and does what he wants to do. I mean, he could have done Ghostbusters forever. You know, being a movie star doesn't fucking matter to Bill Murray.
But I think some people go see those Wes Anderson movies for Bill Murray.
Fuck yeah,
So
they do.
that's that aspect.
I know. I'm always ready, but I'm saying he decided I'm not going to play that game. And to really be a big movie star like Tom Cruise, you have to really play the game and even go out and sell things that you think that are shit and sell them hard.
Because that's part of it.
Right.
You have to do that.
You know, a lot of being a big movie star is like being a great salesman, being a great fucking seducer. A lot of it doesn't have to do with acting at all, looking a certain way.
Yeah, just staying in shape would be a pain in the ass.
Gotta do you gotta do.
That's the True Detective right there. Tom Cruise and Bill Murray.
Count me in.
You say, hey, Tom, I know you just gotta stop running. I can't keep up with you like this.
All right, Mikey D wrote into me. I just wonder what if I got the part in Taps that Cruise eventually got, because it was me and him both going for that. Then I would be like this, Mikey D. I'd be saying this. Mikey D is the biggest fucking movie star in America right now.
That had to be the easiest decision any producer ever made.
He was great in that War of the Worlds remake. Loved it. That Mikey D?
Mikey D was in The Godfather. How many fucking people you know that can say that? He was in The Godfather.
I don't know anyone besides Mikey D.
And he did stuff with Patrick Swayze and Richard Gere on Broadway.
That's impressive.
Mm-hmm. And he blew his friend when his dad was driving a fucking car.
Oddly enough, that's most impressive.
That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. And you know, when he told me that story, it was one of those one things leads to another. No, it don't. When one thing doesn't lead to you blowing your friend with your dad driving.
The only thing that will lead to me blowing someone's rape is fucking, they're fucking my mouth against my will.
Tim, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if you guys thought Marky Mark fit in this category.
Yeah, he's definitely a movie star now.
Have you seen his reality show with his brothers? Wahlburgers.
I thought that was the name of a burger joint that they had.
They did. Now they put TV cameras in it. Now it's a TV show as well.
Was it good?
No.
You love it?
No, not at all. I watched it. I was like, why is fucking he on this?